Relatable. A very relatable episode of Himouto. So before I even get into what is relatable, I want to ask you, Chibits, a question. What do you think it is that I can relate to when it came to this episode of what Umaru did? I'm curious, do you know what I related to? Like, make your theories and thoughts on that. So, I'm going to reveal it. That scene where Umaru, she has the lights turned off, and then, like, her, I guess, brother, even though he's kind of like a fatherly figure, he's like, we need to turn off the lights, you need to get on a schedule, you need to go to sleep. In the sense of that, I think all of us in our life has probably experienced some form of that in our lifetime, because everybody at some way probably had some form of parental figure, someone probably telling them you need to go to bed and stay on a good schedule, and you probably were forced to go to bed. And to see that situation of Umaru to when she was forced to go to bed, and then she didn't want to go to bed because she was too active, and then she got up, she wanted some snacks, and then, I know this has happened to me in the past, like, when I was supposed to go to bed very young, early on, I think I was in middle school or whatever, and I was supposed to go to bed, I remember I got up, grabbed some Reese's Cups, and then there was some Coca-Cola in the refrigerator, and I wanted to sit back and watch... No, I wanted to sit back and play games. I wanted to sit back and play, I think, Halo 2, yeah, I was playing Halo 2, I remember I was playing Halo 2, and I wanted to play Halo 2, and I was also playing Diablo at the time, and I remember I didn't want to go to bed, because I was getting really into it, playing the game, and then I stayed up very long, and felt like shit the next morning, and so, the way this situation was, with how she snuck around, got some drinks and stuff in the fridge and all that, it reminded me a lot of what I did in the past. I think some of us can really relate when it comes with Himouto. I mean, not everything, of course, and some of it could be a little bit exaggerated when it comes to this anime series, but it is a relatable series, which kind of shocks me, but it's not really shocking depending on if you have similar hobbies like, Umaru, if you like, gaming and stuff like that. I think everybody's probably been in some form of similar situation. And so, this episode, as per usual, very, very relatable. But what is the episode about? So, first half of the episode, it focuses to where Umaru, she's becoming very noisy, very annoying to her brother. And the brother's not being able to work at all because Umaru's interrupting him on anything he does. And she's like, Ani-chan! And I mean, if you have a younger sister, like let's say a younger sister or a younger brother, I'm actually the youngest out of my siblings, but if you probably had something like that, I can't relate to because I've never been in that situation, but I probably did that in the past, which I don't remember, but I probably did that in the past to my siblings, but I bet some of you can probably relate to that scene to where Umaru was bugging her brother to just showcase what she wanted. And when I was thinking about that, I was thinking about like a child wanting to just show off what they've accomplished. Just want someone to be there and talk to them about what they've just done. They want to be acknowledged. And that's kind of what Umaru was doing at that scene. And it's very adorable. It's a very adorable scene. And it's kind of shocking how the mangaka of this series can tell this comedy series that is not really realistic to some extent, or majority of the extent, when it comes to how she shrinks down into Chibi mode, but the way the mangaka goes about some of these situations, it makes me feel like this writer of the series has had siblings. I feel like the writer of Himouto has siblings, probably younger siblings, that have done the exact same shit to the mangaka, or it could be another factor here. Maybe the mangaka was the youngest sibling and did this exact same stuff that Umaru is doing to her brother. I mean, I could see something like that, because I definitely can tell that there's some form of inspiration when it comes to the mangaka, and probably what the mangaka experienced through his or her life, and that's kind of very obvious after you look at this episode and the series, and it's kind of cool when you start looking at it like that, because, I mean, it's enjoyable when you find out how, like, sometimes when it comes to manga, authors usually use some events that happen in their life as a reference material to write a story, and that's kind of what's going on here, and that makes it feel like it's a little bit more realistic if you think about it, especially with after what we have witnessed in, these recent episodes. So tell me your thoughts in the comments below. How do you all feel about this week's episode of Himouto? Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.